Nick Falcons. A freshman from Carmel, Connecticut, number 1, Andrew Penn. A junior from Stratford, Connecticut, number 2, Charles Stewart. A senior from Guilford, Connecticut, number 7, Derek Ralston. A junior from Fairfield, Connecticut, number 13, Jack Carrillo. A junior from Wesley, Rhode Island, number 15, Noah Silva. A senior from Stamford, Connecticut, number 19, Tyler Lancedet. A senior from East Haven, Connecticut, number 21, Jamie Toro. A senior from East Haven, Connecticut, number 22, Andrew Luzzi. A junior from Fairfield, Connecticut, number 24, Real Pepperbull.
When he's done
And
taping,
a senior from Bethany, Connecticut, number
when he's
30,
done taping,
Dane Wall.
can you do me a favor and just, because I'm going to be doing the game, just try to help me just tape down my stuff.
Justin Bennett, and Chris Ronaldo.
I don't need it, just put it, whatever.
And now the starting line for your Dean College Bulldogs.
Just put it like off to the side or something.
A junior from Litchfield, New Hampshire, number 6, Adam Breton. A sophomore from Old Lawn, Connecticut,
Just like put it in your pocket or something. Yeah.
a sophomore from Saugus, Massachusetts, number 13, Diego Alvarez Segui. A sophomore from Jupiter, Florida, number 16, Tyler Benedetto. A sophomore from Chicopee, Massachusetts, number 21, Kyle Ingram. A junior from Fairhaven, Massachusetts, number 27, Greg Centeo. A senior from Leander, Texas, number 29, Kobe Welch Porter. A senior from Lakeville, Massachusetts, number 31, Alex Duffy. And a senior from West Haven, Connecticut, number 39, Matt Dowd.
I'm sorry? I know, we were putting for the for the starting lineup. All right, so that is your starters. We are now getting set as both teams are heading out onto the field, as we are now just seconds away from starting the game. Now, Max, what is the key for Dean today, coming in 4-1?
So the key for Dean College today is to just control the pace. What you notice with this Dean College team is that they have far more players than this Albertus Magnus team. So they're going to have to find a way to control the pace and go faster to tire out this Albertus Magnus team. And that will be the key to their success in this game.
Yeah, you know, I spoke to Dean Coach, and he basically was saying their key is to keep attacking on and do their own style, what they've been doing on defense as well as on offense, to just keep grinding. And he thinks also, the thing he kept saying is their big thing for them has been their big senior leadership, which has kept them going in this 4-game winning streak before their first loss, obviously.
Of course, I spoke to Greg Centeo a couple of days ago, number 27 for Dean, and I asked him, what is one of your biggest team strengths this season? And what he said, well, it is team chemistry and how we all communicate with each other. So this is a tight-knit brotherhood, and we're expecting to see it on full display tonight in this game.
Well, here we are for the opening face-off, and we are underway here at Grant Field in Franklin, Massachusetts. Now bringing it up for Dean on the right side of the field. And it is now behind the goal. It's controlled by Dean. And now on the ground for a loose ball, but now taken in control by the Bulldogs. Now back on the right side by the Albertus goal. Spinning, going towards the net, and not able to get in the net, and now controlled by Albertus.
Extremely close shot there by Alversiki, just bounces off the left post.
Oh, and it's taking, what a defensive play there. Meanwhile, Dean just got it away from Albertus, but Albertus gets it back. Now as there's a shift change for Albertus. Play, it appears to still continues, as that's controlled now by Albertus. getting now towards the Dean goal for Albertus. It's a ground ball, loose ball, controlled by it was Albertus, but they fell. Now, meanwhile, Dean comes the other way. A little bit of a fast break, but it also loses control for Dean, but gets the ball back. And still passing back and forth, hot potato. Big shot, wrap around. Big save there. Still control for the Bulldogs.
This is excellent offense by Dean College. They're going aggressive to this goal. They're really trying to get this lead early.
Dean still in control of the ball. Top of the key, you could say. And now bringing it closer. Running around trying to find something open. Find someone. Bringing it back out. Now back behind the net. And a swinging shot is no good.
Richard's shot is a little bit too strong. It looks like he took way too much power there on that shot. Just went left of the goal.
Now we have the ball back in play for Albertus. Another line change for Dean. As you got for Dean, you got Damon Shute is coming back in.
Dean College are doing an excellent offensive clinic so far while also defending. The Albertus Magnus goalkeepers already forced to make a few crucial saves that didn't get them down in this lead.
Now we have ball continue back in play. It's not entirely sure where it's on the right side. There it is. Behind the goal now for Dean in control. And running around, and a shot is out of bounds there for Dean, and that was Diego Alvarez-Sigi.
That was a great effort there by Alvarez-Sigi. That underhanded shot that the keeper saved.
Wrap around, another shot for the Bulldogs, wide again. And now there was a trip, it looks like taken down with a Bulldog. And it looks like there's no call there, so we're going to continue down. Must have just fallen on his own. Dean now control again. Now that one goes down. Ball still loose. Controlled on the ground ball by Dean. Shot for Dean. Nice save there. Giving the shot there was...
That was an excellent attempt by
Richard, yeah.
But it is saved by Walsh. He has been crucial for them so far early in this first period.
Now we have Albertus in control. Big shots up the field. And now out of bounds. And another line change now. We have a little bit coming for Dean. You got, for Dean coming into the game is Jaden Wise, the freshman midfielder. Now, as you have another substitution coming out for Dean, but meanwhile, ball still in play. Dean had the ball, lost it. People keep falling left and right, but meanwhile, Dean has the ball to the right behind the net now. And still looking, running around behind the net, passes it off to the left side now near the Albertus bench. And now running, still looking, trying to get someone open. Now gets it out, and now it's loose, but controlled there for Dean by Aiden McCarthy. McCarthy, shot is struck away, and now controlled by Albertus Magnus. Now, here come the Falcons, the other side of the field. As we have a big substitution running off toward us was Jaden Wise.
Got me scared there. I thought he was going to sprint right back to us at the table.
Now you have all the getting back toward their benches, Dean. Meanwhile, there's, as you got Coach Stryer telling his team to back up. Where's the ball is basically behind the net, running in control for Albertus Magnus. Now, turned it over, taken by Dean. Still loose. Dean picked up for Dean. A little bit of a fast break, now taken back. and saved by Albertus. Now the Falcons take control, and there's a whistle stoppage of play. Now I want to go to our sideline, Rob Canito. Rob, what do you got?
Freshman defenseman Chris Carbone told me before the game that that the team is looking to bounce back after a tough loss to LaSalle in their last game, and they're looking to play and contain sound defense, and they're trying to limit inside shots. Back to you, Reed.
Thank you, Rob. Meanwhile, McCarthy just had control and passed it off behind the net. Now Dean back in control towards the front of the net. Now running towards the net and shooting and scoring for Dean is Diego Alvarez CG, the sophomore from Saugus, Mass.
That is beautiful ball movement there by Dean College. Wise finds Alversigi, and Alversigi weaves through the defense like it's nothing and slots it past the goalkeeper. 1-0 for the Bulldogs.
Dean had the momentum trying to get possession going towards the net, and they finally cashed in with that goal. It's 1-0 Bulldogs with 8:41 left in the first period. Now, we have 8:41 left. Now face-off here as it's 1-0 Bulldogs. And it's now controlled by Albertus as there's a stick was taken down of Albertus. And they're going to continue playing. Meanwhile, there's another whistle, though, in stoppage. 8:32 left. And now we have another line change for Dean.
Dean College have been very aggressive here in this offense. You can tell they've had possession for most of the game, and they're looking to get redemption after their last game's loss. You can tell they have this sense of urgency that they just want to prove that they're the best team at lacrosse this season.
And they've been playing like it so far, as it's 1-0 in favor of Dean. Meanwhile, for Dean, in control of the ball is Jason Richard. Now it's in control behind the net. Inside pass! And another goal. Or was that just... That was just out of bounds. I thought it went in, but it looks like it must have just went wide net. We heard the bench went screaming for it, but it looks like it must have just went wide. I couldn't... And it was a goal, okay. There is a goal, 27 for Dean, being Greg Centayo. It was weird because we heard the Dean bench going crazy, but there wasn't an official announcement until late. But Dean nonetheless goes up 2-0 with 7:55 left.
Greg Centeio coming into this game, 12 goals and 7 assists of the season. Give him 13 now. And ironically, he has 73% shot on goal percentage, so he is fairly accurate out of some of the offensive players here at Dean.
So Dean stepping on the gas pedal and not hitting the brake, at least yet. 2-0, 7:38 left in the first quarter here still. And we still have continuous line changes for Dean. Dean now still in control of the ball. That's been the story so far. There's another shot, but went up above the net. Still controlled by Dean, though. Looking now by Dean was Aubin. Now behind the net. Looking is Spears. And now passing it off just now was Colvin. And now back towards midfield, still controlled by Dean. And passing it off. Now still taken by Dean, running towards the net. Shot is no good.
Excellent.
Now taken by Albertus, finally.
That is an excellent save by Dame Walsh. Just catches it right in the twine, and that is an easy save for him.
Now controlled by Albertus the other way. You got running, and checked actually by Dean. And now we have a whistle.
Albertus Magnus looking like they're in a little bit of an offensive slump here. They have been on the backside mostly across this ball game. They've had to rely on Walsh to bail them out on most of these Dean College opportunities.
Yeah, and Albertus, the defense for Dean, doing a great job of not even letting Albertus see the other side of the field.
There was only that one possession early on in the first period. That's when he added it back. But Dean College just push him, making them uncomfortable in front of the Dean goal.
Now Dean still in control on this side, near the Albertus goal. In control now here, running towards the net and trying to get free, but couldn't, and had to pass it off with CG. Now back in control behind the net and passing it off. And a wraparound shot again, and scoring for Dean! And it's 3-0 Bulldogs. And that was a goal by Alex Spears, the sophomore from Old Lynn, Connecticut. 3-0 Bulldogs. 5:46 left in the first period.
There's an excellent offensive execution here by Dean. They are not afraid of sharing the ball, as they are just spreading the wealth like it's free charity. And they get rewarded with another goal here with 5:46 left. They're up by 3.
Now, let's send it down to our sideline reporter, Robert Canito. Rob, what are you hearing?
I'm hearing the Dean is keeping it on their side of the field, and goaltender senior goaltender Alexander Giovanni is just standing in his net. He has nothing to do but watch. Back to you, Reed.
That is so true. The defense for Dean is holding their own right now, and it's 3-0 Bulldogs because of that with 5:40 left.
If there's anything with Gavoni, he gets free tickets and free seats to watch Dean College play.
Meanwhile, Alberta's still in control now on their end by the Dean goal.
Speaking of Gavoni, that was an excellent save there. He saved it with the bottom of his right knee to stop that goal. Make sure to keep them defensively sharp.
Now you have Wilkins behind the net for Albertus, but now there's another whistle and a stoppage with 5:17 left. Another whistle. There's more whistles than you would have in a basketball game. Now controlled by Albertus and Andrew 10. Passed it off. Now taken by Albertus. Running. And a nice save there by Dean.
That was an excellent save there by Gavoni. Proves he is one of the best goaltenders in this lacrosse season. Saves it with his knee yet again. You can tell they are trying to attack him low. Make sure he can't really reach it with the bottom of his stick. His stick is a little bit on the shorter side, so it'll be tough to reach under, but he stops it perfectly.
Now Dean in control again by the net. Looking to get open someone. They throw it out of bounds now. With 4:27 left, 3-0 Bulldogs in control.
If you're a Matt Scher, you must be extremely happy with your Dean College roster here so far.
Wraparound shot for Dean, meanwhile. Out of bounds. Fryer directing traffic from the sideline.
If there is something about Diego Alvarez Segui that we haven't heard enough about, is that his offensive execution has been incredible. He is one of the best offensive players on this Dean team, and you can see how valuable he is with not only his scoring, but his playmaking.
Nice save there by Albertus as there was a wraparound shot. And now Albertus takes control of the ball. As now you have, for Albertus, Luke James, excuse me, in control. Now Dean gets the ball back. As another goal by Dean. And that was Alex Spears. Again. Was that his second of the game?
Well, he is at least on the score sheet now. That's at least for say. Dean College absolutely routing, absolutely decimating Albertus Magnus early on in this first period. They are putting on a clinic.
4-0 Dean. Spears his second of the game already.
Well, in the words of Michael Jordan, I took it personally. Dean College are absolutely routing Albertus Magnus early on in this first period.
Meanwhile, it looks like there's a timeout. 3:43 left in the first period, 4-0 Dean. But we're going to go to Robert Canito down on the sideline. Rob, what do you have?
The Dean defense has been on point today so far. And so far, shutting out Albertus Magnus 4-0 here with 3:43 left in the first period. Let's see if they can keep it up as the Falcons have called a timeout. And we'll resume play in a minute. Back to you, Reed.
Thank you very much, Rob. So, yeah, Falcons are in the middle after calling a timeout, so we're just waiting on that right now. 3:43 left in the first quarter. Dean dominating so far at 4-0.
Well,
And Max, yeah, so far, the defense and offense is clicking.
Yeah, the defense and offense is apparently clicking very well for Dean. That is no surprise. But I spoke to some of the Dean College players yesterday. I spoke to number 4, Peyton Emmerich, who is an aggressive defensive player, about what his strengths are on this lacrosse pitch. Well, communication and slides is one of his biggest strengths on this field, and he is putting it in perfect display here. Dean College have been excellent defensively, and they have not conceded a goal yet. Dean College enjoying a 4-0 lead, 3:43 left to go, and play will be about to resume.
Yeah, now we got both teams coming back out of the timeout. We'll see if Albertus is able to make any adjustments after that timeout, but with how Dean is playing right now, it'll be very tough.
As we're about to go to the face-off, number 16, Tyler Benedetto, coming into this game, 74 out of 88 on face-offs, according to Adam Breton, one of the best face-offs in this country at D3 Lacrosse.
Yeah, he's second on the team in face-off percentage, and he wins it right there again.
Also, he is one of the best ground ball receivers as he leads the team with 41 of them coming into this game.
Now for Dean. Carbone has the ball. Now controlled now by Dean still.
Dean College are not afraid to control the pace, whether it be slowing it down or increasing it. They're regaining their stamina by going slower pace.
And another shot at goal! And that's again, if you had to put $100, who do you think that'd be? But it's Alex Spears. Again, that's his third of the game. It's 5-0 Bulldogs with 3:10 left in the first quarter.
Well, I guess the goalkeeper for Albertus Magnus, Dane Walsh, hates seeing number 11 more than anything in the world right now.
5-0 Bulldogs, 3:10, and we're still in the first quarter. We haven't even hit halftime yet. We haven't even hit the end of the first quarter. And it's the Alex Spears show today here at Grant Field in Franklin, Mass.
No, we haven't, and the Dean team was just dancing over there near the goal.
Dean College are just a team that are having fun right now, and that is the number one thing you want when you're a coach.
Now, meanwhile, Albertus has the ball the other way. And it's still in control now for Albertus, running towards the right side of the goal. And now controlled by Dean yet again. But it's now loose. Albertus gets it back. Checking each other. Still loose. And out of bounds, it looks like it went. It was a push, is what the call was. Now coming back the other way, here is Dean with the ball. And out of bounds, the ball goes off Dean, so it's going to be Falcons' ball.
Alvarez Segui made a great move juking from left to right, tries the underhanded shot that goes low, but it's just too far left, and they couldn't increase their lead to 6.
Now here is Albertus. In control of the ball is Wilkins. Wilkins moving across midfield. Wilkins passes it off to 10. 10 now passes it off. And Albertus still in control of the ball. That's Wilkins. Wilkins passes up top, but out of bounds. And it looks like Dean, it looks like we'll be having control coming the other way. As there's more substitutions for both teams now, respectively. Minute 37 left. 5-0 Bulldogs here in the first quarter. As Dean gets checked, but still running with it. And he makes a fake move, fakes out the defender. Inside now. And ball is taken by Albertus the other way.
Brad Albert did not have to do that to a defender, just jukes him out of his socks. And Dean almost scores here as Albertus Magnus have it in transition.
Now ball still loose, and now a whistle and a stoppage.
Woohoo! Dean College
As we have a
enjoying-
flag, it looks like.
Dean College enjoying a 5-0 lead with 1:09 left. They are clearly on the offensive showcase here. And they're just trying to increase their lead gradually more and more and more. It's about to look like a 20-0 win at this rate.
All right, so what happened was we have for Dean a penalty called on Judah LaRose for a check. A personal foul was called, so he's going to be in the penalty box now as we have 1:09 left in the first period. 5-0 Bulldogs, and you got LaRose, the freshman from New Haven, Connecticut, is going to take a seat.
If you're Albertus Magnus head coach, Daryl Delia, you want this crucial minute to make your mark if you're Albertus Magnus. You want to score here now that Dean College have one player less on the field.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Chris Rivera was called for Dean. He's the one that's taking a seat, the sophomore from Glastonbury, Connecticut. It just so happens to lead the team in penalty minutes. Now, back in control is Dean. As the ball went out of bounds, actually. 34 seconds left. Clock now continues to run in the first quarter.
Dean College head coach, they're looking to call in Chris Carbone Jr., number 37, to check into the game. A freshman and a defender. He is an excellent defender so far, and he has been putting in a great shift, making sure that Albertus Magnus doesn't score.
Now, you got Dean. Ball goes behind the goal of Albertus with 11 seconds left, and there's a stoppage. And Rivera's coming back in out of the penalty box. And now you have a defender, you have a player for Albertus as a horn sounds, goes down in pain. He's on his knees now. That's Damon Shute, from junior midfielder.
Looks like Will Cabalbo got hit in the knee by Diego Alvarez-Segui. He is completely fine, but Diego Alvarez-Segui helps him back up as the wholesome player that he is. Everything is fine. And
Shute comes back up. He's walking on his own power, but he's hobbling a little bit. Now he's getting checked by one of the coaches. So that's the end of the first period. 5-0 Bulldogs. And so far, it's been the Dean story led by Alex Spears.
Yeah, Alex Spears has been a force on the offense today. So has Greg Centennial, and so has Diego Alvarez-Segui. Those three are like a big-headed monster sharing the wealth. You can see clearly some of them are going behind the goal to help with potential cutters in towards the goal. Now, Dean College is spreading the wealth very nicely. They have had all assists, and they're just trying to just rout Albertus Magnus so far in this game.
Do you want to continue? Do you want me to continue? So, we are about under a minute until the second period begins, as it's 5-0. Both teams at both sides of their bench. And you could hear from here, actually, Albertus trying to get his team back into it, telling them, "Come on, guys." While we have some time, let's send it down to our silent reporter, Robert Canito. What do you have?
Well, Dean looks on point today, coming off their first loss of the season. Their first loss of the season. They look hot so far today on this afternoon start, this early start here at Grant Field. Let's see if they can continue with this success and keep the Falcons off the scoreboard for a little bit of time. Back to you, Reed.
Thank you, Rob. And just like that, we are now ready to start the second period. 15 fresh minutes on the clock as Dean is in control, 5-0 so far here at Grant Field on the campus of Dean College in Franklin, Massachusetts.
Well, Let's Home Dean College keeps this offensive firepower rolling with this kind of shortened Albertus Magnus roster.
Meanwhile, as the face-off, it looks like there was a whistle. It was a kick. As we're now going to continue. As play continues, you got Dean in control with the ball. Back out now. And thrown off to Richard. Now Dean accelerating towards the net. Now loses the ball, gets it back. Nice catch there, or was. Now controlled by the backside towards midfield by Dean. Accelerating, trying to make a fake move to get it past the defender. Swipe move, pass, goes out of bounds.
Alversigui makes a great move, and then he just couldn't get the finish.
Yeah.
Underhanded shot, top left on the post, and it bounces out.
Actually,
almost a sixth.
Yep. So now Dean in control again. As the ball goes out of bounds this time.
Well, if we have seen Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the skyhook, it's Diego Alversigui with the underhanded lacrosse shot. He has been doing those so many times, but it's clearly effective. He's making the goalkeeper react to his move, which means that he is scared. He doesn't want to concede anymore.
As now, ball back in play. Both benches yelling. As the whistle was blown, I have no idea what the ref just said, but meanwhile, the ball is taken by Dean behind the net. And it's a nice opportunity, but great save there by the Falcons.
This was a great defensive possession there by Albertus Magnus. They had the ball in their own defensive line for almost the entire period so far in the second, and they didn't concede. Great defense there by Albertus Magnus.
As you got for Dean coming off is Clooney. Now ball controlled by the Falcons as both teams have switched goals as well for this period as the ball went out of bounds by the Dean goal this time. Play continues now. Clock continues to run with 13 minutes left until we reach halftime. 5-0 Bulldogs. As Dean is in control now with the ball. As you got accelerating, or trying to, but now stopping. And controlled now for Dean by Aubin.
Well, I'm currently looking at the back defensive
Aubin
line.
with a shot! And went off the post goal, out of bounds.
I'm currently looking at the defenders of Dean, Adam Breton together back there with Peyton Emmerich. They are just standing there minding their own business. They're currently just standing there, just not really running that much. And that has proven to be how effective this Dean College offense is so far in this period.
Yep. They keep putting the pressure on. Now Dean still with the ball. Behind the net running is Aubin. And now, loose ball now off of Dean. And it's going to go to the Falcons.
Aubin tries to find Wise, and the pass is a little bit too low. Wise couldn't really get the handle of it, and that ends up becoming a Dean turnover.
As there was a line change for Dean, and Auden Weiss just came out. And Jaden Weiss, just came out. Although, he's about to check back in a second, it appears.
Great hit stick.
So Dean's still in control with the ball. As Weiss goes back in. And running behind the net.
Alversigui is motioning the players to move back.
And he does.
He's looking for potential cutters here to move more into the Dean goal and Albertus Magnus goal. Looking for off-ball movement to punish the defense.
And now they start to run a little bit. But the ball is now behind the net.
He found
Controlled
the
by
cutter.
Dean.
Found the cutter, but they just couldn't finish. But Dean College still has it. They can still punish them here.
Looking for someone to get behind them. Don't see anyone. Now goes behind the net. Passes it off. And controlled by the Falcons. As there's More changes coming in substitutions for Dean as Aubin comes out for Dean. Controlled now by the Falcons. Trying to get a check on. That was Alex Bears, didn't work. Now, Albertus passes it off and turns it over. Dean, the other way. That is Spares. Pass it off. Shot. And goes out of bounds to the Falcons now. More changes now for Dean as Aiden McCarthy comes out and going in.
Currently, the clock is stopped as it just got started moving again. It was stuck at 10:44 for quite a few seconds, but everything is fixed and we are back underway.
Now Albertus passes it, now turns it over to Dean, which has been the story so far today for their side. For the very few times they even get the ball. Now,
the Dean College coach is calling for a play called Twins. Let's see how Dean College answers here on the offensive possession.
the ball is still controlled by Dean as the ball is taken by, passed off there by Aubin. And now Aubin gets it back, and he passes it off as there was a whistle as it was controlled by Dean, and there was a taunting call on the Bulldogs? On the Bulldogs, and to the displeasure of Coach Schreier. Meanwhile, the Falcons have the ball, controlled by Wilkins.
Spears tries to pressure Wilkins, but can't really do it that much. He pushes him with the stick, but Wilkins makes a move and beats him to the possession. Albertus Magnus now has it behind the Dean goal.
On who? So there's a taunting. The call was on Dean, and it was on Grayson Colvin, the sophomore for Bernardsville, New Jersey, the attackman. So now the other way here, the Falcons have the ball. With 9 minutes left, 5-0 Bulldogs in control. Ball behind the net, now outside of it. Tried to shoot, but deflected by Dean. Ball is loose and goes out of bounds and to the Bulldogs.
That was incredible defense there by Chris Rivera. As the Albertus Magnus player is trying to make a pass, he gives him a light shove at the back, which just decreases the accuracy of the pass, and that's a costly turnover for Albertus Magnus.
As Damon Shute, the junior from Guilford, New Hampshire, comes out, the team captain. Also coming out is Chris Rivera, the sophomore, 6'1", midfielder.
Dean College are just moving the ball back and forth between the left and the right midfielders and in the middle. They are piecing their pieces very slowly, and they're trying to put all the positions into place.
So ball in control by Dean as we approach 8 minutes left in this till halftime. 5-0 Bulldogs. Now a shot and a goal by Dean, and that was Ryan Clooney, the freshman midfielder from North Andover, Mass. And it's 6-0 Bulldogs with 8 minutes left and 1 second until halftime.
Ryan Clooney, 3 goals coming into this game. Give him his 4th, but he is more of a playmaker than anything. He has 5 assists of the season. Give him 4 goals, 5 assists, in total of 9 points. As we are about to go back to the face-off with 8 minutes, 1 second left. Dean up 6 to Albertus Magnus 0.
Everyone getting into the action today on the Dean side. Freshmen, upperclassmen, and it results in a 6-0 advantage.
Well,
right
goals
now.
don't discriminate, neither does age and class.
So we're back at the face-off circle, and the face-off is controlled by, you can guess it, Dean. And the shot, underhand, is out of bounds.
Tyler Benedetto is so incredible at these face-offs. It just seems like he has this 0.1 millisecond, reaction time. He just beats him to the punch, or I should say to the ball, every time on these face-offs.
So now, with 7:40 left till half, Dean in control of the ball. And it's controlled or passed off there for Dean. And now by this, it was passed off there, trying to get closer to goal, but intercepted and now controlled by the Falcons. And now you have a Bulldog and a Falcon go down.
That is an absolute truck of a tackle by Albertus Magnus. He is an offensive player, but my goodness, he is not afraid to show that aggression.
We had a flag come down on a penalty going against Ryan Clooney, the midfielder, or I'm sorry, 13 they called it, for a trip 1-minute penalty on Diego Alvarez CG, the sophomore from Saugan, Mass.
Going to Ryan Clooney.
And if we could hear him, sorry Max, I think we heard him come over and he said that was a terrible penalty call.
Not happy with it.
So he'll sit for a minute. 7:18 left until half, 6-0 Bulldogs.
Albertus Magnus, one of the best offensive players on this game so far, just chilling outside of this pitch, just getting his necessary rest in. You would expect the Dean College coach to put him back in sooner rather than later to try and increase their lead and blow this game out the water.
Well, you would think he would go back in because he has to sit for the 1-minute penalty. And then you would think after that he'll run back in.
Well, you bet he definitely will.
So now the other side controlled by the Falcons. As that is Andrew 10, who passed it off now. It's behind the net now, behind the Dean goal. And looking was Derek Ralston, the senior from Goleyford, Connecticut. Now inside, shot, and scoring was for Charles Stewart. Charles Stewart, the junior attackman from Stratford, Connecticut. And that is his 10th goal of the season. And it's now, with Albertus getting on the board, it's 6-1 Bulldogs with 6:44 left until half.
Well, with that goal, Charles Stewart, Derek Ralston, and those two are some of the only players for Albertus Magnus and double-digit scoring in this season for Albertus Magnus. So he is one of their best offensive players, and he punishes the Dean defense.
We have a timeout now by Dean. 6-1, Dean in control, 6:44 till half. But while we have a minute, we're going to send it down to our silent reporter, Robert Canito. Rob, what do you have?
Well, I'm hearing coach and the players right next to our table where we are broadcasting, and that they were not happy with that penalty call that led to the Falcons' goal. Let's see if this timeout will help them with their energy and put the momentum back with the Bulldogs. Back to you, Reed and Max.
Yeah, that penalty on Dean definitely did turn into that goal. But nonetheless, on their side at least, for them, they're still up 6-1.
Well, if you're Dean College, you want to make sure it does not become a habit of being too aggressive on the defensive side. Clearly, they lost Albertus Magnus, that is one less man, but they got punished for it. If you're Dean, you don't want to risk losing any more players of potentially losing this game. They're up by 5. They better make sure it stays like that, or they get the lead to increase. You don't want to lose players if you're Dean right now.
Still a big, they still got a lot of wiggle room, though, to play with. So they're still well in control of this game right now. With 6:40 left as well. There's a breakaway a little bit by Dean. But now control behind the net for Dean was Alex Spears.
I am extremely impressed with Benedetto and his face-offs. I am very impressed. He has won every single one.
As you have Jason Richard went back in for Dean. Coming out was Judah LaRoe. Or I'm sorry, Chris Rivera for Dean came out. Now still controlled by Dean. 6 minutes left till halves. 6-1 Bulldogs. Passed off. Controlled. Spin move. Tries to get past the defender. And it gets checked. Fakes out the defender. Shot is trying to get one. And shot. And wide. Is shot by Dean. being Jason Richard.
Speaking of incredible footwork, Matthew Pacheco, number 22, I spoke to him before the game, asked him about his best strength, footwork and speed, and that was clearly in display as he beats the defender on a one-on-one.
Dean still in control. That is Jason Richard with the ball. As now you have a Falcon goes down. Meanwhile, play still continues. Dean in control behind the net. Gets checked, gets tackled down. No call. Out of bounds. The ball goes.
Pacheco almost converts the diving goal on the left side of the Dean post, just goes way far right. Very close there.
So now, controlled by Dean now, back towards the top of the field, Key. And you have Jason Richard with the ball again, passes it off to Ryan Clooney. And now there's a save by Falcons. Ball coming the other way now for Albertus Magnus in control.
Dean College on a little bit of a cold stretch offensively compared to the 5 first goals they had in the first period. They only have 6 with 4:45 left to go, and they conceded a goal. But their defense is still solid, and most importantly, they're keeping the ball at the Albertus Magnus defense.
Richard came out. Going in was Damon Shute. As play continues, there's a flag on the field. As Shute comes out now. I'm trying to wait to hear what the penalty call was on. It was on against Albertus. Against Albertus, and that is a cross-check on Tyler Lance-Seidel, the senior midfielder from Stamford, Connecticut. So he'll be out. He'll take a seat in the penalty box. With 4:25 left till halftime, 6-1 Bulldogs.
Well, Dean College are putting on their offense on display here for the season coming into this game. They're outscoring their opponents 68-41 on the average. They are one of the more talented offensive teams in this season so far, and they are looking to punish Albertus Magnus yet again.
Dean playing hot potato right now. And trying to get towards the goal, but now behind the net. And a swinging shot and a goal by Dean. And it's now 7-1 Bulldogs, scoring with Ryan Clooney, the freshman midfielder from North Andover, Mass. His second of the game.
Dean College not afraid of spreading the wealth. Dean College coming into this game, 37 assists compared to opponents' 18. Over doubled. And they are clearly just torching them, just moving the ball back and forth between the left and the right midfielders, looking for cutters in the middle, and they are now up 7-1 with 3:57 left in this second period.
So 7-1 Bulldogs. And that's the second goal of the game for the North Andover, Massachusetts resident, Ryan Clooney.
What I'm very impressed here with Dean College is that Adam Breton and Peyton Emmerich have yet to use some of their stamina. They're just standing back there, just spectators together with the goalkeeper. They have the best seats in the house, if you ask me.
Taped up. Meanwhile, behind us, we see freshman Chris Carbone for Dean getting worked on, taped up. So we'll keep an eye on that. And he's now heading back towards the bench. Back in play now. As you have for Dean, coming back in was Brad Aubin. As you hear the Albertus coach telling them to communicate on the field. Running behind the net now is Dean. A shot and another goal!
Well, no
and it's
surprise.
now 8-1 Bulldogs.
No surprise. It is Reed.
And that's Alex Spears, his 4th goal of the game. And it's 8-1 Bulldogs, 3:17 left in the game. And this is a clinic being put on by the Bulldogs today.
Yeah, it is currently 8-1, and I'm getting 2014 World Cup vibes when Germany stomped Brazil in their home floor. But ironically, it's Dean College proving why home court is advantageous. The face-off will about to commence. 3:17 left. Dean College up 8-1, and we'll see Tyler Benedetto on the face-off.
So face-off is there's the whistle now, stoppage. It looks like it's going to go towards in control for Albertus Magnus ball. With 3:12 left until halftime, 8-1 Bulldogs. So now Albertus with the ball, in control, passing it off towards the top, is now in control Shane Kelly. Passes it off, now the ball's loose and controlled by actually, Albertus keeps control after a scuffle was going on there, trying to get the ball. So Albertus with the ball as we approach 2.5 minutes left till halftime. With the ball now, Andrew 10 from Trumbull, Connecticut. 10 running in, behind the net, passed it off, but there was a whistle. And to the delight of the Dean bench.
Dean College not happy with that, but for the first time in the second period, as it seems, with 2:23 left, it is now that the defense has to use a little bit of stamina here to make some moves on the defense. They're currently now going to have to run a little bit more as they now have the ball on their defensive half, which is a little bit of a change. But the positives, the Dean's offense and midfielders will have a little bit more stamina to keep pushing in the end of this second period.
The Albertus coach, meanwhile, was talking to the official, trying to get an explanation about what just happened. But nonetheless, play will continue with 2 minutes left until we reach halftime. The ball now is still going as play continues, as we have a line change coming for Dean and Albertus respectively. Under 2 minutes now left, 1:55 until we reach halftime. 8-1 Bulldogs on this breezy and mostly cloudy afternoon here in Franklin, Mass.
I am, for the first time, very happy I'm not wearing shorts. It's very cold outside.
You asked me why I was wearing a sweatshirt today.
Yep, and the cloud is gray compared to the sun that was beaming before this game.
Now, the ball is being played behind the net for Dean. Running now, accelerating, trying to find someone but can't. That was for Dean with the ball, Diego Alvarez-Sigui, the sophomore. As now the ball is taken by Dean as he's diving with Sigui, and the ball is now going to be taken by, it looks like Albertus. Behind the net, behind the Dean goal. Controlled by Albertus. Loose ball, ground ball taken by Dean. And now controlled, a little bit of slow pace now. Coming back in for the game for Dean now is Brad Aubin, the attackman. Coming in for Kobe Welch Porter. Now we have 20 seconds left till half. Controlled by Albertus. Trying to get past midfield. They do. 15 seconds. Accelerating is 10 is playing near the goal. Albertus coach jumping up and down. 6 seconds now. You have a Dean player in the middle of a pile on the ground. Gets up now. 1 second. And that is it. At the end of the first half, as we head to halftime, is the Dean College Bulldogs 8 and the Albertus Magnus Falcons 1. And Dean put on a clinic in this first half, offensively and defensively.
Yes, they were both excellent on offensive defense, trying to minimize the amount of damage that they could do. They tried their best with one man down, but that's where they conceded. But the clear offensive clinic in the first period where they scored 5 just helped them cushion it up a little bit in the second period.
So it is now halftime. We're going to step aside, but stay tuned because coming up, it's going to be the Boomer Halftime Report with Adam Wright and Steven Mazza. You're listening to Dean College Men's Lacrosse on WGAO Power 88. We'll be right back.
live concerts, getting back to the moments we miss starts with getting informed. Get the latest info about COVID-19 vaccines at getvaccineanswers.org. It's up to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council. Taking them on their first real roller coaster.
Okay, buddy, come on over.
I don't know.
Let's measure.
Okay.
You're just tall enough.
Yes!
Getting back to the moments we miss starts with getting informed. Get the latest info about COVID-19 vaccines at getvaccineanswers.org. It's up to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hello, I'm Chuck Reddick, Commissioner of the Internal Revenue Service. We're working hard to get ready for tax filing season. You know who else is working hard? Identity thieves. Keep your computers and your mobile phones secure. Use antivirus software and strong passwords. Look out for email scams. Secure your home Wi-Fi with a password. Stay safe when you shop online. Look for HTTPS in the web address. See irs.gov for details.
I need to file my tax return right the first time. How can I be sure to do that?
Doing your taxes yourself? Using e-file is the best way to file an accurate tax return. Mistakes can delay your refund, so spend an extra few minutes making sure you can file an accurate return the first time around. Avoid common errors by spelling all names correctly and using correct Social Security numbers. Double-check your bank account numbers for direct deposit and double-check your math, too. Oh yeah, don't forget to sign and date your return.
ADHD. It's the child who can't pay attention or sit still in school, right? The answer may be yes. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, can be complicated and it can last a lifetime. Living with a condition can sometimes be a challenge. It may take years to accept a formal diagnosis, and it's not always easy to find the right treatment plan. Did you know that up to 75% of children and adolescents with ADHD have at least one additional mental health condition that also requires a comprehensive approach to treatment? ADHD guidelines were recently updated to reflect the need to screen for associated disorders. Be sure to talk with your child's doctor about proper screening and visit more2adhd.com for additional information. That's more2adhd.com. This message has been brought to you in partnership with ADA, ACO, and CHAD.
You can reduce your risk of COVID-19 by cleaning and disinfecting frequently touched items and surfaces every day. These items include remotes, tables, counters, light switches, doorknobs, handles, toilets, and sinks. Wear disposable gloves to clean and disinfect. If you can see that the item is dirty, wash first with soap and water or another general cleaner. Then use a household disinfectant to kill germs. Follow manufacturer's instructions for application and proper ventilation to safely use the product. For phones or other electronics, follow the manufacturer's instructions for cleaning and disinfecting. If no instructions, use alcohol-based wipes or sprays containing at least 70% alcohol. Dry surface thoroughly. For more tips, visit cdc.gov.
In January of 2017, I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia.
And within 24 hours of that diagnosis, we found ourselves here in Memphis at St. Jude. They knew what they were doing. They knew how they were going to treat her. They laid out this elaborate plan.
We didn't know what the future was, or if there even was a future. But with St. Jude, there was.
Not that long ago, the survival rate was 4%. 4%. But through the work and research that St. Jude does, that's now 94%. And you know how that got done? It's through donations, by people getting behind this mission that no child dies in the dawn of life.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
The odds of a young girl being discovered by an industry insider while singing to herself pumping gas. 1 in 300 million. The odds of a daughter of a clergyman from Severn, Maryland, spending 11 weeks at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts. 1 in 19 million. The odds of going on to win 7 Grammy Awards. 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of selling over 40 million records. 1 in 800,000. The odds of this musician and performer having a child diagnosed with autism. 1 in 68. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Boomer Report halftime show by Power 88 Dean Radio. I'm Adam Wright here with Steven Mazza. At the half, it is an 8-1 Bulldogs lead. So, Steven, I'll give you a couple of key stats to note here in this game. A lopsided time of possession in favor of Dean. A 33-5 shot differential in favor of Dean.
Yes.
And Alex Spears.
Yeah. And
just
Alex
not
Spears.
not even like a just Alex Spears.
Alex Spears has been
4 goals on the game.
Mm-hmm.
What
I was going to say, it's very good that the Bulldogs here are having a nice little coast-to-coast one. Even though, again, it's 8-1, it's been all Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have been dominating, and I mean dominating. Like, Adam, we said before in the beginning in our pregame that the Bulldogs are going to need to dominate possession, and they're doing just that. Or they're not letting the other team get the ball at all. Even though Albertus has 12 saves and we have 3, Albertus also has 8 goals on their head. So I believe the Bulldogs here are doing great. They're playing a little slow because, it's 8-1. They're not taking it, I feel like, as much as they could as such as other teams. I spoke to multiple players during the game saying how they're just trying to have fun. And that's all this is supposed to be.
Absolutely. You said it with time of possession. They took control, and they are really controlling the tempo of this game, and they're scoring all the goals with an 8-1 lead. As I mentioned before during the pregame show, sometimes the best defense is a good offense.
Yes, you're right.
And just continuing to get possessions and just prolonging and getting the shots off. That's less shots that the other team is getting, and that's going to be a huge advantage on your part.
Yes, and another big thing is the turnovers. Albertus has 19, Dean has 9. And it's just every time, I think Albertus also had 19 possessions. So every time they get the ball, the Bulldogs keep them pressured and make sure that they're getting that steal. And they, again, like we said before, they're dominating possession. Possession is very important in lacrosse, and it was shown here today.
We do eventually have to wrap it up here, as we're just 1 minute from kickoff from the second half. But what are some keys for Dean to keep it up here?
I think it's just you don't want to sleep on them, even though again you're up 8-1, like we said before, dominating possession. You still got to keep the pressure, put your foot on the gas, and just keep doing what you're doing. Pressure Albertus. They're not a great ball handling team. They're pretty poor on that, and the Bulldogs are taking advantage. And I think they just have to play a little more aggressive to push that lead.
All right, you said it, Steven. Well, that'll do it for our post-game show. We'll be back for our halftime show. We'll be back for our post-game show. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of the game, and we will see you after the game.
I'm Ryan Seacrest. First responders are people who stand for a greater purpose. They will be there for you when nobody else is, to help you, your family, your community. This is their selfless promise. This is their sworn duty, to protect, to serve, to help. They put themselves in harm's way for us. They come to the rescue at times when we need them most. First responders are making enormous personal sacrifices to keep showing up for us and fighting the good fight. Nearly 70% of all firefighters are volunteers. That means when they get injured or quarantined, they may not have a way to pay their rent or keep their family safe and fed. No matter who you are or where you live, when you call 911 and ask for help, first responders show up now. Let's show up for the people who show up for us every day and every night.
Go to firstrcf.org and make a difference today.
In weather of contrast, there used to be a sun. Now it's gray weather in the second half between the Dean College Bulldogs and Albertus Magnus. Dean College enjoying an 8-1 lead in this third period. Maxwell Cates, Bergen Zone, together with Reed Becker. Reed, what are your thoughts on this first half?
The first half was a clinic that was put on by the Bulldogs. Dean was dominating offense and defense, controlling the time of possession in the zone by the Albertus goal. And if anything tells you how this game's going, I don't see why anything would change.
Alversigi pushes it to the right, takes the shot, and it's blocked, and it will be saved by Walsh. Walsh, a goalkeeper 5'10" from Bethany, Connecticut. And Albertus Magnus has it, and they commence on offense. They're on the left side. Here's number 16. As they turn it over, here comes Dean. It's forward. It's Centeo. Right-hander, but it's no good. Just way right of the goal. The ball will now be out of bounds, and looks like Dean will have it. Dean College has it on the left side. It's currently out of bounds. Play is not resuming. Dean College will prepare their offense. Pacheco tries to get it back to Richard, but he loses the handle, but it is picked up by Ingram, but it will be an offside call, and it will be the Albertus Magnus possession. 13:40 left, 8-1 to Dean. Here comes Albertus Magnus on the midfield. 10 on the end of the midfield, moves right, gives it forward to Shane Kelly. Shane Kelly on the right side. He is marked by the Dean defender. Tries to juke, make a move, doesn't get anything to go. Plays it back, he still has it on the right midfield. Gives it back to Andrew 10, freshman attacker 6'2" from Trumbull, Connecticut, 7 goals of the season. Gives it back to Kelly on the right side. Albertus Magnus trying to set up an offense. It's still Kelly on the middle of the midfield, a little bit behind the Dean attack. Kelly makes the move, goes right, but it's defended, excellent defended there by Clooney. Great defense, pushes him out. Albertus Magnus can't get anything to go here. Albertus Magnus has on the back right of the Dean goal. It is Derek Ralston. He was starting in today's game. Tries to make a move, spins left, doesn't get anything. It's still Ralston. Doesn't get anything and stops, gives it to Kelly. But Kelly loses it. Picked up by Clooney. It's on ground ball, and Clooney picks it up. Encouraged by his Dean team. It's Clooney running from the midfield. Makes a move right. Shoots, but it is far wide. Almost 9-1 for Dean here. But
it's still the story it's still the story from today, from earlier today. Dean's still in control.
Well, checks into the game. It's Brad Albin, a junior attacker, 6 foot. He has 2 goals, and when he played LaSalle a few games back, he scored, and that is only his 2nd goal of the season. Alversigi has on the right. Dean College calling a play called switch. Still Alversigi. Tries to give him in the middle. Alversigi has it. Makes a move. Jukes left. Shoots, but it is saved by Walsh. The ball is batted up, and it's Centeo who tries to regain possession.
Still great opportunity there and chance for Dean. Putting the pressure on still.
Centeo double battling Bouchard and Zaheem Wilkins, a midfielder and a defender respectively. And it will be Albertus Magnus' ball. The Dean College coach they're really trying to make this offense work, trying to increase their lead, and they're clearly pressuring this Albertus Magnus defense to make an error. Walzak on the right side. He is pressured by Alversigi, and now he's pressured by Centeo on the floor with the hit stick. Doesn't get anything. It's still Walzak by the middle of the midfield. Gives it back to Luzi. Luzi, a senior midfielder, 5'8" from New Haven, East Haven, Connecticut. 6 goals of the season. It's still Luzi. Spins past 2 Dean defenders, gets pushed, but it is picked up by Chris Carbone Jr. Carbone Jr. gives it forward to Brad Aubin. Brad Aubin, an attacker, pushes it forward. It's still Aubin. Runs middle. Gives it to the right to Spears. Spears shoots. Bounces up and over the Dean goal. 10 minutes, 55 left to go. Dean College 8-1. But we have, no. It looks like there will be substitutions here for Dean and Albertus Magnus respectively. Dean College overloading on the midfield, trying to make sure they don't do anything. beautiful hit stick
my
by Diego Alvarez-Segui causes the turnover on Shane Kelly.
He just ripped that stick right out of that guy's the Falcons' hand.
That caused a jolt in the Dean College bench. They're all up to their feet.
Flag. Looks like there was a flag thrown on the field, though. Here's the call.
Blue 20 delay of game
yeah.
on Luke James, a junior midfielder, 5'7", from Moon Township.
Moon Township, Pennsylvania. He actually transferred from Becker College after 2 seasons.
Your last name is Becker.
Out west in Oregon, I'm pretty sure that is.
Well, Dean College will want to punish Albertus Magnus here, and they're going to want to route them as Alvarez-Segui gives it to the left to Centeo. Centeo gives it back. It's back on the left side. Alvarez-Segui on top left.
Get out of here.
Richard on the right side. Here's Alvarez-Segui on the right side. Back to Richard in the middle. Alvarez-Segui and Richard giving it back and forth between the middle and the right. Here's Alvarez-Segui on the left. Centeo, jukes right. Doesn't get anything. Well defended by Albertus Magnus. Underhanded shot by Alvarez-Segui is right, and that will be no good. 10 minutes to go. 8-1 by Dean. As right now, Luke James will check back in after his time out on the sideline. Alvarez-Segui, left side, guarded by Luke James. Mano y mano. Alvarez-Segui will try and take him tango on the left. Jukes right, goes middle. It's the shot, but it's saved by Walsh. Great attempt there by Aubin. Aubin's attempt is blocked, and it will right now be Albertus Magnus' ball. Pacheco checks out. Matt Dode checks in, and so does Chris Rivera for D. As right now, Centeo has it on the right side of the attack. Pushes it back. Here comes Dean. Doesn't get anything to go at the moment. And right now, it's in the keeper's hands of Albertus Magnus. It's Dane Walsh. Gives it forward to Lansdale. It's a battle between Rivera. Tries to get it, but it's no good. Luzzi is surrounded by a sea of red Dean jerseys, and there'll be a flag on the floor.
Diego was kind of still talking and chirping, but I think the coach had the sideline told him to just walk away and ignore it. But
well, Diego is an aggressive offensive player. Wouldn't be mad if he also had an aggressive personality, but that's what you do when you're a competitive player and you want to win. As Luke James will check out for a second time in the space of 30 seconds, Reed.
I think, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, he checked out, but there's a penalty against the Bulldogs. As that was Chris Rivera again. I think that's his second penalty today. I don't think we saw what the call was, but he nonetheless he's going to come off and he takes a seat now for the second time today.
The offense will commence for Albertus Magnus. Albertus Magnus has it on the left side. It's Ferrio. Gives it back to Toro. Toro on the right to 10. 10 gives it to Stewart behind the net. Tries to find someone inside. Doesn't get that to go. They'll call rushing call, and it will still be Albertus Magnus' ball. 10 has it on the right side, out of bounds, in front of all the Dean players on the sideline. Referee calls in for play. It is 10 on the right side. He is marked by Kobe Welch-Porter. And man, they try to make a move. Charles Stewart couldn't get the handle of it, and it will be Dean College ball out of bounds from behind their own net. So, Reed, it's currently 8-1 to Dean College, and so far it's been somewhat of a quiet third period. What are your thoughts so far on this third period?
Yeah, so I mean, it's quiet, but they're still I would say they're still well in control. They're getting these shots off. Just because you don't get a goal doesn't mean that you're necessarily taking control of the game. It still feels like Dean is well in control of this right now.
Yeah, Dean College have had the possession most of this third period. Albertus Magnus almost had a chance to score, but so did Dean multiple times more. Here comes Dean. Here comes Matthew Pacheco on the left in the midfield. We heard a countdown, and looks like players will be checking in.
It looks like Rivera just... Oh, actually, Rivera's out of the box, but he's just going to head towards the sideline. I'm sorry?
Dean College has it on the left side of their own attack.
You need 2 penalties to get ejected?
Here's Pacheco.
Who said that?
Gives it to the right side of the attack is Clooney. Back to Pacheco up top. On the left side on the attack is Albertus Segui.
Oh, okay.
Tried to find Jason Richard, but that is no good.
It was just a substitution?
Alex Spears has it behind the Dean goal, but he turns it over. And it is Jack Ferriero who has it on the back, and he was surrounded by the Dean offense behind their own goal. Dean College looking to make a move. Jukes tries to find Sateo inside, no good. It's in Albertus Segui's hands. Gives it back to Richard. Richard lofts it to Segui on the left. He has Pacheco at the back net. He gives it to him. Jukes right. Albertus Segui, underhanded shot, but it is saved by Walsh. Walsh gives it ahead to Walzak. Walzak, a sophomore.
Dean Bench calling that was a lazy shot on their end.
Well, one attempt is better than none. 7 minutes, 2 seconds left. Dean College are up 8-1. Mostly 5 goals in the first period, and they have enjoyed that lead rather comfortably since. Coach is calling, let's get some juice. Maybe it is for more of an energizer. Maybe cause the offense to run more smoothly. As right now, Richard has it on the left side. He's looking. Richard jogs behind from left to right, behind the Albertus Magnus goals. Jukes left, tries to find someone, but it is picked off by Wilkins. Wilkins, a junior 6 foot from Mastic Beach, New York. 6 goals of the season. It's still Wilkins. He's now on the Dean attack box on the right side. He is marked by Clooney on the right. As right now, Damon Shute tries to harass him from behind, coming from the sideline.
Yeah.
Great move by Toro on the left side of the Dean attack. Shoots, but it is no good by Luzi's shot attempt. As right now, we have our man, Robert Canito, on the sideline. What do you have for us?
Thank you, Max. The Dean bench is not happy with the offense right now. If there's yet to be a goal scored in this half for either side. They're saying get more juice, and on a shot a few minutes ago, they said lazy shot. But the coach wants more offense. Back to you, Max.
Thank you so much, Robert. That is completely true. The Dean offense has been a little bit more quiet compared to the first 2 periods, but they're still up by 7. But yet again, we have seen March Madness. We have seen anything can happen. As right now, Albertus Magnus has it on the Dean side. Cody Walzak has it, but it is picked off on the left side. It is picked off by Damon Shute, a junior. Junior with the long stick. Right now, Dean College are making a move. It is right now number 12, Brad Albany Jr. on offense. He has it to the left. He gives it to Albertus Segui on the left. Albertus Segui waits till Wise checks in. And look who has it now. It is Wise. Wise waits for the call. They're calling a play called Boston. Let's see what Dean does. Here is McCarthy on the left.
Just checked in, McCarthy did.
Yep, McCarthy runs left, gives it back. Someone behind the goal. Here, gives it back.
Nice pass.
Shoot, but it is a well-done save by Walsh on the bottom.
That was a nice pass to set up this opportunity, though.
That was an even better save. Here comes Albertus Magnus. Dean College are pressuring far left behind their goal, trying to force a turnover. The Dean College pressures are moving forward to the Dean College goal here. As right now, it will be Albertus Magnus ball. The referee pointed towards Dean's side, so it would be Albertus Magnus ball. It will be a foul called somewhere. Right now, Dean College has it. Alex Spears has it on the right side, out of bounds. He has Ruben Aubin to his left. He also has on the far side, he has McCarthy. Wise is on the left. Centeo is the big man in the middle in front of the goal. As right now, Dean has it. The Dean College coach is stressing off-ball movement. Here comes Dean. They have it on the back goal. Here is Spears. Spears has it on the left. And Spears with the goal. And I guess Dane Walsh is haunted.
That's his 5th goal of the day.
Spears Alex Spears is haunted, and he is right now a man possessed for Dean College.
Spears has been the story today. His 5th goal of the day, though. As I said, Dean's putting on the clinic.
Yeah, Dean College are putting up a clinic. They were up 9-1 with 4:18 left to go. Speaking of number 11, Alex Spears, here's from Old Lyme, Connecticut. 69% shot on goal percentage, so he is the more accurate players of the game so far. He is also a hustler. 13 ground balls recovered for Dean College, as right now we will witness Benedetto on the faceoff. Benedetto wins it, and it is in the hands of Kobe Welch-Porter. Kobe Welch-Porter is hounded by Shane Kelly. Welch-Porter lofts it up front. The ball is now on the right side. It's now on the right side of the attack. Dean still has it. They're running on the left side. Here is Alvar Segui. Alvar Segui moves it. The ball is bounced out of bounds on the left side, but it will be picked up by Alex Spears. Alex Spears so far is the MVP tonight. He has scored 5 goals.
And he's brought up that goal total this season from 11 to 16 just because of that today.
You got to appreciate what he is doing so far in the game. Centeo, right-handed shot is no good. And it will be Albertus Magnus ball. But while the ball is out of bounds, Dean College will be making their changes on the offense.
Chris Rivera just came in as well for Dean, as well did Chris Carbone Jr., the freshman.
Chris Carbone Jr., a defender. He is a freshman. He has been very good so far. He has been stopping them. As right now, Alex Spears caused the turnover. Here comes Dean. He is still surrounded by Matt Bouchard behind him. Spears tries to give it ahead, but it is turned over. Shoot receives it, but it is beautiful defended by Dowd. Here is number 35 for Dean, Chris Rivera. He has the ball on him now. He runs behind the goal from right to left. 72 on the shot clock. 3 minutes to go in the third period. It will be a turnover, but number 22, Albertus Magnus Luzi, hit-sticked by 2 Dean players. Looks like it's a stoppage of play right now. Dean College calling for a reset, and head coach Matt Scherer is calling for a play called Twins.
Players down, 22's down.
Looks like there's a stoppage of play there.
For the Falcons, 22's down. So we have a player down for the Falcons on the far right side, on the opposite side from us. And that is Andrew Luzi, the midfielder senior, 8', 190 from East Haven, Connecticut.
Andrew Luzi.
He actually just came off the field as well.
Andrew Luzi has 44 ground balls for Albertus Magnus, leads the team, and he has 11 caused turnovers of the season. So he is a defensive specialist as a midfielder. Dean College has it right now. It's number 12, Brad Albin on the right side of the Dean attack. Makes a move on Walzak. Doesn't have anything. Goes from right to left behind the goal. Jukes right and left still. Gives it at the back. Shoots, but it is no good, and the ball is bounced out on the left side. It is Jermaine Vasquez's attempt. 2-2-2 left to go in this third period. It is 9-1 Dean College. Dean College coach stretching off-ball movement as Spears has it. Gives it to Alvar Segui. Jukes right. He is hit-sticked. Vasquez's shot is blocked, but it will be regained by Dean. Right now, Brett Albin has it at the back of the Dean goal. He lofts it to the right. On the left side is Spears. Makes a move. Left-right, but is no good. Albertus Magnus will be having the possession, and Dean College will be looking to make substitutions. 4 players will be checking in.
Damon Shute and Chris Rivera are going to come in, as well as Chris Carbone again.
Right now, Luke James has it, and he is surrounded by Damon Shute as Damon Shute tries to cause a turnover, and he does. Shute still hounded by James. It's still Shute. Still has it, and he's encouraged by his teammates. He has the long stick. Alvar Segui, underhanded shot, but it is just right over the bar. That was close, wasn't it, Reed?
Very close.
Very close.
Meanwhile, Luzi was about to check back in, but he was called back.
A minute and a half left to go. Dean College are looking to crack double digits in scoring. A minute 23 left. Dean College has it. Alvar Segui has in the middle of the attack. He gives it back to Colvin, a sophomore 5'6" from Bernardsville, New Jersey.
Just came in for Shute as well.
Yep. Here is Vasquez. Vasquez has on the left side. He is marked by Walzak. Dean College has on the left side. It is Albertus Magnus. Jukes left, Jukes right. Goes for the shot, but he loses the handle. But is picked up by Brad Aubin. Brad Aubin scores and gives a double digits with right under a minute to play. Reed, what did you think of that play? Because it was a little bit of a lucky play as the ball bounced up, don't you think?
Luck, but that's what goes with today when you've been playing well. You always need luck in life.
Well, you know what they say. The better you are, the luckier you get.
It's just the way the game has been turning today for Dean, and that's the luck goes their way.
Well, Dean College are having a 10-1 lead. I am very commenced, and I am commending this Dean College defense. If you're asking everybody on the roster, they're all very ecstatic with the performance. As right now, we will have number 16, Tyler Benedetto, the sophomore, face off. And he will be facing off against Jamie Toro. And, well, Benedetto wins, and he pushes on the middle of the Dean attack. Goes for the shot immediately and scores. The man from Jupiter, Florida, the midfielder from Jupiter, Florida, Mr. Faceoff himself and leads in ground balls, provides an offensive spark for the Dean College Bulldogs. 11-1, Dean College lead.
That was quick. Not even a minute goes by.
That's an understatement. It's as if they said score immediately, and, well, he took that to heart.
I don't even think 20 seconds went by.
Nope. Faster than what you expect. And, well, we'll be back at the face-off. It'll be Toro versus Benedetto. Mano y mano. They duel in the middle. Benedetto ends up winning, and we are underway. 46 seconds left to go. 11-1 Dean College leading to the third period. Albertus Magnus has on the left side. He is alone in front of the Albertus Magnus bench. Dean College will be making substitutions. Welch Porter checks out. Number 12, Aubin checks in. 39 checks out for Dean. Matt Doe checks out. Number 7, Aiden McCarthy checks in.
Benedetto also came out earlier as well.
Albertus Magnus, underhanded shot. Golazo. 11-goal lead for Dean, and they scored 3 goals in the space of 40 seconds. Well, Diego Albertus Magnus, the master of the underhanded shots. 21 goals coming into this game, and he has, do you want to know what his shot on goal percentage is? 80%. 80%. So this man rarely misses. Dean College enjoying an 11-point lead, but before that, we have our man, Robert Canito, on the sideline. What do you have for us?
The Dean College bench is electric right now after scoring 3 goals in the last minute. And they're putting this game to sleep. They are putting the Falcons to bed right now with 20 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Thank you, Robert.
Let's see if they can. Back to you, Max.
Right now, we should get the yellow tape because we are witnessing a murder on this lacrosse pitch. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Dean College has it. It is Benedetto. He lofts it forward. The shot is very strong by Rivera, but it is far left, and the Dean College bench was so close to erupt there if that was a goal.
Very close. And fun fact about Benedetto, talking to Coach Schreier before yesterday, Benedetto was a key addition for them, and he's one of the only D1 transfers that came over to Dean.
Wow, that is very interesting. I never knew that, but it is 12-1 Dean College lead. We will start the fourth period. We'll be back to you in a minute. Maxwell Cates Bergen Zone, together with Reed Becker, will be back in a minute.
Hello, I'm Chuck Reddick, Commissioner of the Internal Revenue Service. We're working hard to get ready for tax filing season. You know who else is working hard? Identity thieves. Keep your computers and your mobile phones secure. Use antivirus software and strong passwords. Look out for email scams. Secure your home Wi-Fi with a password. Stay safe when you shop online. Look for HTTPS in the web address. See irs.gov for details.
I need to file my tax return right the first time. How can I be sure to do that?
Doing your taxes yourself? Using e-file is the best way to file an accurate tax return. Mistakes can delay your refund, so spend an extra few minutes making sure you can file an accurate return the first time around. Avoid common errors by spelling all names correctly and using correct Social Security numbers. Double-check your bank account numbers for direct deposit and double-check your math, too. Oh yeah, don't forget to sign and date your return.
Oh, Maxwell Cates back here with Reed Becker. 50 seconds will be left till the game commences again. Dean College are up 12-1. They were mostly up by 5 in the first period, and they have now scored 7 since in the 2 periods.
Well, we have about 30 seconds left until we start the fourth quarter. 12-1 lead for Dean, putting on a clinic today.
Well, 50
Benedetto, between Benedetto and pretty much the whole roster, and CG for Dean, there's no answer for the Falcons right now.
Well, 2 seconds left, 1 second left, and the face-off will soon commence. Maxwell Cates here with Reed Becker broadcasting you Dean College men's lacrosse. It is 12-1 to Dean, and we will now commence the face-off. Mano a mano, it's Tyler Benedetto, number 16, versus Andrew Luzzi, number 22. The hit stick is there, and Wilkins looks like will be called for the foul. Albertus Magnus has it, and it is 10 with the ball on the midfield. 10 has it on the midfield, on the middle. He is guarded by Ingram. 10 is a freshman attacker, 6'2", from Trumbull, Connecticut. Makes a move right.
Nice tackle. Oh, flag, never mind.
And it was a tackle by Kyle Ingram, but the ref does not like what he sees, and it will be Dean College ball. Number 39, Matt Doe checks in for Kyle Ingram. Matt Dowd, a senior, a defensive midfield specialist. So he goes on defense when Dean are on offense, but he helps with the midfield as well. From West Haven, Connecticut.
So there was a penalty, a trip it looks like is the call. That's against Kyle Ingram, the defenseman, 6-foot sophomore from Chicopee, Mass.
14:34 left.
Take a seat.
14:34 left in the third period. Dean College are up 12-1. Albertus Magnus has it on the Dean side. It is Wilkins. Wilkins gives it back to Toro. Toro back to Wilkins on the left side. Stewart is hounded by Emmerich. Emmerich doesn't get anything. It is Charles Stewart who has it. Referee blows the whistle, and it will be Dean College ball. Emmerich has it behind the Dean College net. Emmerich has a very long stick.
Rivera just checked back in for Dean.
Dean College has a one-handed catch by Rivera, and Rivera is moving in transition, takes the shot, but it is just strong, and he dives on the floor.
It looked like he got tripped, or did he fall on his own?
Yeah, Chris Rivera
fell on his own.
Chris Rivera looking like Odell Beckham Jr. catching it with one hand on the stick. Dean College making substitutions. 14 minutes left to go. The referee blows the whistle, and there will be a stoppage of play momentarily. 13:53 left to go. There's a stoppage of play. Well, if you're Dean College, you're extremely happy with your performance. They came off their loss last game where they didn't perform to their best. They played very well in the first period in their previous game, but they ended up losing. And, well, this is their redemption tour. They're playing extremely well here in this last period so far. Here is Luzzi on the right midfield. He moves towards the right offense of Dean. He is guarded by Dode. Dode, great defense there, forces the turnover. Here comes Dean. The ball is batted around everywhere, and it is picked up by Adam Breton. Breton, a junior here at Dean College. He lofts it forward. Pass is a little bit too strong for Aubin, but Dean College still has it, and it is picked up. It is picked up by Randall, but the referee blows the whistle.
Another flag, but Ingram is coming back in and out of the penalty box, but there's another flag, it looks like.
Yep, there'll be a flag called on the plate.
Is that right?
Multiple players for both Dean and Albertus Magnus will be checking in and out of the ballgame.
It's Cody Walzak that's for the Falcons, got called for the penalty, so he's taking a seat in the penalty box, the midfielder sophomore from a 30-second penalty is what we're being told. What's the call?
Right now, Dean College are up a man down.
It's a holding call if it's a penalty. That's what it's going to be.
Alversicki on the right side, gives it back to Clooney. Left side is Richard. On the bottom left, on the bottom right, Dean College are moving the ball nicely, just like a clock. It's clockwise. Moving from left to right, and back up again, it is Dean. Here is Richard. Gives it to Richard on the middle. On the left side is Albertus. Dean College are just moving it like clockwork, like a well-oiled machine. Albertus Magnus making a change, and he comes back in. Albertus shot is defended and saved by Dane Walsh.
Andrew Luzzi being the one that just checked in for the Falcons.
Dean College looking to make a change. Spears jukes a move left to right. He has it behind the Dean goal. Pacheco gives it back. Here is Richard. Richard gives it to Clooney. Clooney's shot is saved by Walsh. Well,
you have Damon Shute just checked in for Dean.
Albertus
and
Magnus
Jason
has
Richard
it.
just came out.
Bouchard has it. He lofts it forward to Luzzi. Luzzi is surrounded by a sea of red, loses the ball, and he loses his stick. If you're tuning in, Maxwell Cates here together with Reed Becker. 12 minutes, 10 seconds to go left. Dean College up 12-10 in this fourth period. Dean College are currently 4-1, while Albertus Magnus are 4-3. Beautiful defended, and here is Carbone Jr. Makes a move, and he lofts it forward. Ball's moved around. Matthew Pacheco has it. He is on an island by himself in the midfield, at the way back. Finds Clooney on the right side. He is guarded by Luke James. Back to Pacheco. Left side is Albertus. He is guarded by Wilcabalbo on the left side. Picks it up, makes a move right, run towards the middle. He is hounded by the long stick. Inside to number 5, Matt Clooney. The ball bounced up and down, and it is 13-1 Dean College. But before we keep going on the call, we have Robert Canedo on the call. Robert, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Max. The Dean bench is getting more electric as the Anna Maria bus just went by. They just arrived as they will be playing the women's lacrosse team following this game about 30 minutes after this blowout ends. Here with 11:38 left. Back to you, Max.
Thank you so much, Robert. Now Reed, it is 13-1 to Dean. And Dean College are putting on an offensive clinic. What have you been impressed by watching Dean College play tonight?
I've just been really impressed with their defense, holding their own, not really giving Anna Maria any opportunities to even see the other side of the field, and just continuing to put the pressure on offensively and get shots on goal. And eventually, as we've seen, 13 of them went in.
As Benedetto won the face-off, tried to go for the shot, but it is saved by the keeper. Albertus Magnus now has it. Wilkins has it on the midfield in the gap between the offense and the defensive line of Dean. Wilkins is on an island of himself alone on the right side. He is marked. He is all by himself, marked by nobody. He has a Dean defender around 10 feet away from him. He is just walking the ball by himself. He has 10 to his left. He also has Walzak on the far side. Wilkins, junior midfielder, 6 foot from Plastic Beach. Makes a move from right to left behind the Dean goal. Gives it back to Toro. He is the face-off man for Dean. Toro makes a move right. Run towards the middle. He is surrounded by Dean. Shoots, but it is saved, and it will be Dean College possession. The keeper for Dean saves it. It is...
They actually made a change. James Rollins now replaced the goalie for Dean.
Dean College has in transition. They're making a move. But it is turned over. Well stolen and spin move by Cabalbo. Cabalbo gives it forward to Walzak. Walzak is on the middle of the midfield. Walzak, still Walzak. No good. And is saved. Great save by Alexander Gavoni. Rarely had anything to do tonight. He has been on the defensive end mostly.
It was
saved it.
It's James Rollins. Rollins was the one that made save. What I'm saying is that Giovini was replaced by Rollins since it's 13-1.
My apologies. Rollins is in net for now, replacing Gavoni. James Rollins, a junior goalkeeper, 5'8", from Old Lyme, Connecticut, is in the ballgame right now. Dean College has it. Here is Wise. Wise is hounded by Luke James.
Is he on the bench or on
Wise is on the left side. Here is Alvarez Segui. He has on the left side. Walks it down on the left side of the Dean College attack. Still Alvarez Segui. He is stalked by Will Cabalbo. He waves. Kobe Welch-Porter back, and Dean College will be regaining the possession slowly. Brad Aubin on the right side. He is guarded by Luzzi. Aubin makes a move left, spins left, still hounded. tries to give it back to Greg Centeo, but it is no good. Pass was a little bit high for Greg Centeo, who was 6'3". Albertus Magnus has it. It is Will Cabalbo on the right side.
Aubin and Weiss just came out for Dean. Going in was Chris Carbone just went in for the Bulldogs.
Lucy gives it forward to Lansdeld. Lansdeld, the midfielder, he is on the right side. He has 10 behind him. Gives it back to 10. 10 has Cody Walzak on the left side, and he receives it. Walzak is on the right. He is surrounded by Ray Randall. Ray Randall giving him no inch of space. Falls down to the floor, and it is picked up by Kyle Ingram. Kyle Ingram pushes it. He has the long stick. He is kind of serving it forward on the left. And politely gives it to Diego Alvarez-Segui as he goes back on defense. Alvarez-Segui has scored a few goals tonight. He is 6 foot from Saugus, Mass. 21 goals heading into the game tonight. Brad Aubin has it in the middle of the midfield. Grayson Colvin checks in. He is at the way back of the midfield. Here is Aubin on the left side. He is surrounded by no one so far, and he goes back on the Albertus Magnus goal. When you're at the back of the Albertus Magnus goal, you're looking for cutters. Gives on the left, shoots, fakes, and there you go. There is the goal. Grayson Colvin scores for Dean College, a sophomore attacker, 5'6", from Bernardsville, New Jersey, and it is 14-1 Dean College.
I'm pretty sure, is that his second goal of the game? Or yeah, he was earlier, okay. But Bernardsville, New Jersey represent 14-1 Bulldogs.
Well, he just does the Michael Jordan shrug, heading back outside to the Dean bench, and he is mobbed by the Dean College bench. If you're tuning into this ball game, 8:16 left to go. Maxwell Cates here with Reed Becker, Bergen's own and New Jersey's own. 8:16 left. It will be the face-off between Benedetto and Luzi. Face-off commences. Benedetto wins it, and it is at the Albertus Magnus midfield. They pushes it forward. Here is Alvarez-Segui on the left side. Alvarez-Segui keeps moving forward. He has on the left side on an island by himself, and here comes Luzi trying to contest. Luzi, hit stick, great defense there by Luzi, but it is picked up by Benedetto. And it is Alvarez-Segui with the underhanded scoop on the right side of the Dean goal, and he scores. 16-1, Dean College, 7:50 left. You got to be very happy with Dean College's offense here tonight in the fourth period.
I wouldn't be surprised soon at this point. At this point, it's just a matter of, as the Falcons meanwhile call a timeout, but it's to me at this point, it's a matter of when is Coach Fryer just going to put in the reserves? You're at 15-1. You don't want to risk any other injuries or anything else happening. At this point, with 7:50 left, that's what I want to know now.
Well, as you said, Albertus Magnus is calling a timeout. They're going to need some time to regroup, try and get some offense or defense fixed up together. 15-1 Dean College, 7:50 left to go. So, right now, Dean College, they put an offensive clinic so far early in the first period where they scored 5, and they went on a route, and they scored a plethora of goals in the fourth period. I really want to credit the Dean College defense right now, because the only time they conceded was when they were man down. But when it's mano-a-mano completely, all men are on the field, you just have to commend the Dean defense, don't you think?
The defense has been a big story today, which has also then been able to lead to all their chances offense on the offensive side of the field and getting all those shots on goal.
Yes, right now we have many people on the Dean College crowd tonight. If you look, there was crowds from going all the way back to the Albertus Magnus defense, all the way to the Dean College goal. It's a straight line of spectators, family members, friends, just enjoying this lacrosse game. And who doesn't enjoy a lacrosse game on a beautiful Saturday morning?
I don't know if it's, I would say it's beautiful, but
well, it was beautiful.
And it's also in the afternoon now, but
well, I woke up early to prepare for this game, and right now Dean College will be looking like to escape with a win. Up by 14 goals, 7:50 left. The clouds are gray, there are no leaves on the trees, and right now it is just a cold afternoon as we will be back with this lacrosse game. Maxwell Cades here with Reed Becker. 7:50 minutes left in the fourth period. We will have the face-off between Tyler Benedetto and Andrew Luzi. Tyler Benedetto has scored 1 goal tonight. He is a sophomore midfielder, 6 foot, Jupiter, Florida. Coming into this game, he has won 84% of his faceoffs, and he has won the majority of them in this game.
And a D1 transfer from Becker College.
As right
Or
now,
not Becker College, but just
Albertus Magnus
transfer.
has it. Andrew Lucy has it. Lucy is on the right side. He keeps moving. Spins left. Doesn't get anything to go as he is surrounded by 2 Dean players. Picked up by Walzak. Walzak is surrounded by Ingram. Walzak resets on the right side. Gives it back to Lucy. Lucy is their face-off man for Albertus Magnus. Lucy, 29 out of 51 face-off coming into this game. Lucy, guarded by Richard, makes a spin, goes for the shot, but it is no good. A flag will be called on the field.
Looks like it's a cross-check call. I'm not sure if it's against the Bulldogs or... It's against the Bulldogs, okay.
Foul
Coming off, yeah, so we see it's coming off. It's against Jason Richard, the 5'9 midfielder freshman.
Jason Richard also has done a few face-offs. He is 10 of 12 coming into face-offs in this game. He also has 8 goals of the season, so he has proven to be clinical when it counts.
So Richard's going to take a seat as he's being taught now by Coach Schreier.
Albertus Magnus has it on the left side of the Dean College offense. It is Wilkins from the pass from Stewart. Gives it back to Toro. Toro gives it to the right side. Here is Kelly. Gives it back to Stewart on the behind the net. Gives it to Wilkins. Dashes right. Goes for the shot. And he scores. Charles Stewart, a junior attacker. 9 goals coming into the season. Give him double digits.
Well, both goals you could say now have come only because of a man advantage because of a penalty against the Bulldogs.
It was Zaheem Wilkins with the goal. 6 goals coming into the season. Give him his 7th. He also has 2 assists. He is 6 foot, a junior midfielder from Mastic Beach, New York. It was a very clinical finish, hit on the bottom right of the Dean College goal. Slots it past James Rollins.
It's definitely been getting chippy between these 2 teams as the game has gone on. You've been hearing some.
A lot of trash talk has been talked. 15-2, Dean College leads. 6 minutes 55 left to go. 4th period. The face-off will commence mano a mano. Benedetto versus Lucy. And Lucy wins this one. Lucy gets bodied by 2 Dean players, but he still resiliates and has it. Great resilience there by Lucy to keep going. And a flag will be called on the play.
To the disgust of Chris Carbone and the bench of Dean.
The Dean College bench is perplexed. It's like they saw a ghost for the first time.
It looks like it's against Jaden Weiss on Dean. Yeah, so Weiss is coming off. It looks like he's going to take a seat in the penalty box.
Wise, one of the youngest players on the team. He is a freshman and a mostly dominant senior and junior Dean College lineup. 5'7" from Belchertown, Mass. He is a goal and an assist to his name so far this season.
It's a personal foul against Weiss. It's going to be a 30-second penalty in the penalty box for Weiss. The 5'7" freshman
6
from
minutes 40.
Belchertown, Mass.
6 minutes 42 left. Dean College up by 13 goals. 15-2. The clock counts down from 6:36 and downwards. It is Lucy.
You know, it's interesting hearing. We're right near the Dean bench, and so Weiss just got called for a penalty, but the Dean bench is still giving encouragement. Just shows how connected these guys are with each other.
Of course, I spoke to Greg Centeo, number 27 of Dean, and he said we are like a brotherhood. We are all communicating very well, and our teamwork is incredible. As it's proved, Dean College are one of the best assisting teams in this season. And it is number 21, Andrew Lucy, slots it home with the right-handed finish from right to left, slots it past James Rollins.
It's really amazing how all 3 goals are because of the man advantage of a penalty. Other than that, the defense is unstoppable. They can't get past the defense otherwise.
Well, it is both a blessing and a curse because when you're that aggressive on the defensive end, you may get risked for fouls and you may risk losing a man. But this proves when you're at full strength, Dean College is not a team to mess with. They're up 12 goals and they just conceded a man down. Face-off commences. It is Benedetto versus Toro. It's Lucy. It was Jason Richard with the face-off. Jason Richard has won 10 out of 12 face-offs, and he wins that one.
After that check, the Dean bench yelled, "Weight room."
Here is Aubin. has on the top side of the Dean midfield. He has Colvin at support. Colvin has McCarthy behind him. Right now, in the front of the Albertus Magnus defense, it is Wazak and Lucy. Dean College has on the bottom left, and there will be a foul called. Flag is in play. Anthony List says it is ridiculous with the flag that's on the floor. 5 minutes, 33 seconds left. Dean College are up by 12.
There's an unsportsmanlike, it looks like, went against Dean. That was on Grayson Colvin for unsportsmanlike.
Grayson
It's
Colvin.
going to be a 1 minute penalty, it looks like.
Colvin, who recently checked into the ball game from Bernardville, New Jersey, 5'6" and attacker. He's a sophomore here. Earlier. He has a very short stick, so that means he'll be way more versatile, making way more dribble moves compared to the longer stick, which is more defensive oriented.
And Colvin actually also earlier in this game got called for taunting, so this is his second time.
Torah has it up top. Wilkins scored a goal tonight in the fourth period. He has it on the left. At the back, it is Toro. He is surrounded by List. List, the defender for Dean. It is still Toro. Spins in a mountain of Dean College players. And here comes Dean. Anthony List was gonna run it in transition, but the whistle is blown.
Colvin just said he laughed and they called it unsportsmanlike on him. So he didn't like the call at all.
Well, when you're this far late in the game, there's really no reason to even argue about it. You're up 15-3. 5 minutes left.
That is true.
Right now, there's currently a stoppage of play, but the ball will be on the midfield of the Albertus Magnus team. Jaden Wise has it together back with Brad Aubin at the midfield. We are waiting for the offense to commence. Dane Walsh is in goal for Albertus Magnus. Saved as many as he could, but couldn't stop the 15. He has been great so far in the defense. He has stopped many crucial shots. Will Brooks has it on the right behind the Dean, behind the goal. Aubin has it, left side, gives it back in the middle to Jaden Wise. Wise gives it to the left. Here is McCarthy. McCarthy jukes left, but he is guarded by Lucy. Lucy still hounds him, and McCarthy's behind the Albertus Magnus goal. It's in the hands of Wise as it bounces to him. He is guarded by Cabalbo. Wise, right side, but it is saved by Walsh.
Another flag just came out.
Another flag on the field. Other than the sky being gray, right now we are seeing a little bit of yellow as the flag is getting thrown up.
Every 5 seconds, it feels like.
4 minutes, 33 seconds left. Bergen's own Maxwell Cates together here with Reed Becker. 15-3, Dean College lead.
Two minutes on Albertus Magnus. Andrew Lucy went to the head, so he'll be sitting for 2 minutes in the penalty box.
To Dean College revelation, they are very happy that now they have one man up on this offense. Right now, Dean College will have it in Albertus Magnus's defensive box.
So Dean is actually going to have a 2 minute advantage, it seems like right now.
Let's see how they punish the Albertus Magnus defense now that they are one man up on offense. It is very risky right now as they are losing a midfielder, so they'll have less pressure in the middle. So they're going to have to rely on long passes from the defense to forward. As right now we are seeing the Dean College defenders and the Albertus Magnus offense just chatting at the back. Wonder what they could be talking about. Here is Aubin on the right side, gives it to the back.
I think they're going to talk about where they're going to go to lunch after the game.
Here's Aubin on the right side. As his turnover, here is Cabalbo. He picks it up on the left side of their defense. Dean College are celebrating that they will get the ball back. There are all smiles on the Dean College bench. Dean College has on the right side. Here is Aubin. Aubin gets hit in the head with the stick, but no call. Here is
bench calling,
McCarthy.
telling him to shoot it.
McCarthy, jukes left, jukes right, goes in between two, but it is saved by Walsh. What an excellent save by Walsh, don't you think? He has had a very busy day in the office tonight, don't you think?
Very busy. I mean, give up 15 goals, but
If anything, if he was a part of my crew, I would give him a raise for how he's performing tonight. He has defended so many shots, and he has saved as many as he could. Here comes Dean. Here is McCarthy. Gives it to the back is Brooks. Hit stick, it is Albin. Albin on the right side, he is guarded by Cabalbo. Back, here is, well, scored by number 8 is Jamie Vasquez. The Dean College bench is elated as if New Year's just came around. 16-3 Dean College. And they are all hounding like they're all just hounding. And they are all just celebrating this Dean College win tonight. Well, the Rocky Balboa theme song is playing, and if that isn't motivational enough for Dean, I don't know what is. Well, Dean College are up 16-3, 3-3-3 left to go. It will be Jamie Toro. He will be on the face-off for Albertus Magnus.
there's 1 minute left on the penalty. It looks like, I believe he's talking about the Albertus Magnus penalty, so there's still 1 minute left with that.
Jason Richard will be in the face-off for Dean. Who comes up on top? It is Richard, and Dean College has it. It is Kobe Welch-Porter. Dean College right now enjoying a one-man advantage. 3 minutes, 26 left to go. Both teams will make substitutions. Dean College will put in Aiden McCarthy and Jaden Wise in for Dean. Here is number 33 for Dean, Devin Peroni. He checks into the game for the first time. He's behind on the Dean goal. Ball is on the far right side of the defense of Albertus Magnus. Dean College playing hot potato behind the Albertus Magnus goal.
I think we heard as Richard was coming off to the bench. I don't know what player it was on Albertus, but there was one player that was grabbing a little too much, we'll just say.
Montizella's shot is blocked, and it is surrounded. The ball is loose, right on the left of the Albertus Magnus goal. Albertus Magnus has it, but it is a great swat attempt by Dean. Great shielding by Jack Ferrio to keep possession for Albertus Magnus. They loft it forward, but it is turned over. Here is Randall. He keeps going. He's on the left side of the attack.
Lucy just checked back in.
He moves on the offense. He is swiped by Cabalbo, and a flag will be on the field. 2 flags will be on the field. The shot is far left by Jaden Wise.
Yes, sir!
Well, if you could hear us, it is Cooper Flanagan, a freshman defender, more hype than anybody on the Dean College bench. Well, if you're tuning in, 2 minutes 16 left. Dean College will be playing
2 separate slashes on Will Capalbo, midfielder junior, 5'9" from Fairfield, Connecticut. So he's going to serve 2 of those. And there's a timeout called by the Falcons as well.
If you want to watch Dean College play next time as they're coming off a 16-3 lead with 2:16 left, they are playing Johnston and Wales March 30th. So don't hesitate to tune in as Dean College will be playing them.
3:30 face-off as well.
Right now we have a stoppage of play. 2:16 left. 16-3 Dean College lead. There'll be a timeout.
Also, just to make aware, right after this game, the women's lacrosse team will be in action right after this as well. So stay tuned for that.
The Dean College women's lacrosse team coming off a win, so they're looking to get, instead of a single, a pair of wins. Coming up next.
Well, if anything, from what we heard from what Cooper Flanagan said at the top of his lungs, there's been a lot of chippiness today. That's to say the least.
Oh, yeah. If you're our coach, Matt Scherer, you should be extremely happy with how you came back to try and get this W for Dean College. They're up 16-3. Matt Scherer is extremely happy with this team, and so is the coaching staff, so is the family, and especially the players. As we are about to commence, 2:16 left. Dean College will be playing right now. Albertus Magnus, 2:16 left.
So Dean's is gonna go to 5-1. Excuse me. And Albertus is going to fall to at least 0-2, it looks like, in their conference play. And it'll be a 3-game losing streak. As the women's team is just showing up behind us now.
Colby Welch-Porter is the final man on the Dean College midfield. He has it on the edge of the offensive line. He's together with Tyler Benedetto on the left side.
Albertus will also fall to 4-4 overall.
Welch-Porter, he is on the right side of the Dean attack, but it is turned over. Picked up by Ferrio. Ferrio, he is surrounded by 2 Dean College players, but he's still going. 3 players still going.
Looked like he...
But it's out of bounds.
He was, yeah, you could see the players and the coach were screaming for it to be called, as they did.
He got some great yardage there, despite being surrounded by 2 to 3 Dean players. I commend him for that.
He zoomed past them as well.
Great hustle. Dean College has it.
The Dean coaching staff just told the players don't say anything to the Falcons.
Don't want to risk.
Did they say something first?
Well, they did before the timeout.
Shot is no good by Dean. Because right now, it is Will Brooks who'll take the ball behind the left side of the Albertus Magnus goal. McCarthy gives it to the right, is Wise. Aggressive shot is far left. The Dean College bench are calling Feed the Beast. As right now, Welch-Porter has it behind. 1-2, and it is blocked by the knee of Jack Ferrier. Welch-Porter gets another go at it. He gives it to Wise. Wise. He has Peroni at the back. Still Wise goes from left to right. He is on the right edge. Gives it back to Brooks. Brooks. The shot is no good by Peroni.
Wait. Right. What point did Peroni and
Wise.
go in?
Right side. Gives it back.
Just a few minutes ago?
It is McCarthy. McCarthy still has it. Pass is too strong for Welch-Porter. Picked up by Ferrio. Ferrio is 6'3". Albertus Magnus, they're calling for resets. Dean College has it on the offensive line of them. It is Devin Peroni. Wise on the right side of the attack. McCarthy behind the net, he has it. McCarthy. Looking, doesn't get anything. He is on the left side of the attack. Gives it back, shoots, and it is a goal by Will Brooks. Will Brooks, a sophomore attacker, 5'10".
You know, Will Brooks, for Dean, interesting note on him, Weston, Connecticut attackman sophomore, but he had the most points award in lacrosse in his high school team.
That is incredible, yeah. 36.6 left to go. Dean College up 17-3. 4th period. The face-off will commence. It is Richard who will be facing off versus Andrew Luzzi. It is freshman versus senior for most likely the last face-off of this game. Maxwell Cates here with Reed Becker, broadcasting you Dean College versus Albertus Magnus. Albertus Magnus will fall to 4-4. Dean College will go up to 5-1, 2-1 in conference play.
That was also Will Brooks' first goal of the season. First point of the season, that is, too.
Wilkins has it at the back of the midfield. He moves right to the Dean attack. He is surrounded by Wise. Wise with great defense on Wilkins. Now Flanagan tries to pressure. Wilkins' shot is saved by Rollins. 6-5. The shot clock is going down, and Dean College will get the victory, 17-3, coming off a loss.
As they storm the field, Dean's going to advances now to 2-1 in conference play. They improved to 5-1 overall, and for Albertus Magnus, they fall to 0-2 in conference play and fall to 4-4 overall.
Well, the story of tonight's game would be the first period, as Dean College scored 5 quick ones early on. Well, Dean College here moves on, they win. Maxwell Cates here with Reed Becker, broadcasting you Dean College men's lacrosse, as next up we will have women's lacrosse.
But stay tuned. But stay tuned for the post-game show, Boomer Post-Game Report with Adam Wright and Stephen Mazza. But first, We're going to take a quick time out. You're listening to Dean College Men's Lacrosse on WJO Power 88. We'll be right back.
I need to pay bills. When is my tax refund coming?
I need to pay my taxes. What are my payment options?
I need to set up a payment plan. How do I do that?
I need answers to my tax questions. Where can I find them?
I need help with my taxes. Does the IRS offer free help?
I need a tax preparer. How should I choose one?
Need answers to your tax questions? Go to irs.gov.
I need more time to file my taxes. Help.
On irs.gov, you can use IRS Free File to get 6 more months. Or you can submit IRS Form 4868 by the April deadline. If you owe taxes, you can make an electronic payment and get a filing extension with no need to submit Form 4868. Go to irs.gov for details. But remember, an extension of time to file is not an extension of time to pay what you owe.
If you are sick with COVID-19 or think you might have it, take steps to help protect other people from getting sick. Stay home except to get medical care. Call the doctor before visiting. Separate yourself from others who live with you. Wear a mask to protect others. Cover your coughs and sneezes with a tissue and clean your hands right away. Avoid sharing items with other people in your home. This includes things like towels and bedding. Be sure dishes are washed in hot water or the dishwasher before anyone else uses them. Stay aware of how you feel. If you start to have difficulty breathing, or if you're worried about your health, call your doctor. For more tips, visit cdc.gov.
In January of 2017, I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia.
And within 24 hours of that diagnosis, we found ourselves here in Memphis at St. Jude. They knew what they were doing. They knew how they were going to treat her. They laid out this elaborate plan.
We didn't know what the future was, or if there even was a future. But with St. Jude, there was.
Not that long ago, the survival rate was 4%. 4%. But through the work and research that St. Jude does, that's now 94%. And you know how that got done? It's through donations. By people getting behind this mission that no child dies in the dawn of life.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.